Whew. I know who we are. Let's put this up here so we know who we are and what we are up to. Anybody else seen the snow? Oh, there is our post for mystery stamping. Let's see where we are now for going live on our Facebook page. Let's clear out some things. Hope we can find ourselves. I don't know why sometimes I struggle with this. Just want to see us. Just want to see what we're doing here. It is 7 o'clock. It's actually a little after 7. I'm going to slide the whole thing a little bit, hopefully. Maybe we get in there. Hey, Becky, I see your name. I can't see us, but I see your name. I don't know where we are. I don't know why I can't see us. It's always such a mystery to me. Holy moly, it is snowing in some spots in the state. That is crazy town to me. I am moving stuff around. I think we mostly got it. Jump on and say hello. Angela, okay. I got to answer a question later. Happy Wednesday, Sheila. Happy Wednesday, Becky. It's Wednesday night, and we are going to do a couple of cards using the Queen Bee stamp set, which is a carryover from last year's annual catalog. The stamp set carried over. The dies did not, but I have the dies, so I'm going to use them. But, you know, some of these things like the bee is really easy to simply cut with your scissors if you need to. So I just wanted you to know that. This is our host code. That is good for a couple more days. I'm going to pull my sleeves up here because I just came from softball and baseball games down at the local baseball and softball fields, and I had on, so I have on, you can see I'm pulling up my sleeves of a sweatshirt. I have on a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, long johns, pants. I had on a winter coat, wool hat, and wool mittens. It's a May 17th, girls, and I was dressed like I was going to a winter carnival. Holy moly. So Queen Bee it is tonight. This is what we're going to use. We're going to do 2 cards, and the first card we're going to do is this gorgeous little pumpkin right here. I love this beautiful bee. And we have, oh, look, here's all, these are gemstones we're going to put on tonight. They're really not part of this card. Oh, only I could do that. Made us a little happy birthday card. We have a little piece of crumb cake that is dry embossed. We're going to do that, and I want to add a little bit more embossing to our Very Vanilla card. And I chose Very Vanilla for this card as opposed to Basic White. I just wanted it to be a little bit softer. And of course I have a bee on my envelope. So let's get started and get out our kit and see what we got going on here. So I have a bunch of things in my kit already because we did do this card in our class on Monday night, our card party. Look how tiny, how teeny, teeny, tiny that heart is. And we have also these are from the die cuts. So there is that one. Now I have another die cut wreath that's just like this one. I'm going to leave it right in here because I'll use it for something else. So I'm going to set that to the side. We have our envelope, of course, our card base, a piece of crumb cake cardstock, a piece of Very Vanilla for stamping, and die cutting, and we have another piece of Very Vanilla. So we're going to do, I'm going to set these bits out of the way. We're going to do some stamping, pretty basic colors here. We're going to stamp a bee in the Memento Black. And we're going to stamp Happy Birthday. Now, Happy Birthday from this set is actually 2 separate words, but I put them together on a block so that I could create my Happy Birthday. And I don't know if you can see on this stamp, but I love the flowers that make up the wings. They are gorgeous. It's so delicate. And we're gonna just give it a little zhuzh on here. There she is. And so you can see that Happy Birthday is 2 separate stamps. And I put them together, lined them up, and I did stamp them a couple times just to make sure they were lined the way I wanted them to be. And we'll die cut them out as well. So we're gonna put our Happy Birthday on here. Happy birthday to me. And it's okay if I don't have it quite straight on that little bit, because guess what? We're gonna die cut it. We are. I want to put a queen bee on the inside of my card. So we're gonna do the same thing again. And hopefully I'm doing this up where you can see. Somebody tell me if you can't see what I'm doing, because I forget to look up at the camera. I do. It's a true story. And I love how these stamps will fit perfectly in the corner of our card base. Look at that. Fits perfect right in that corner. And I want to stamp one, and I just want to stamp a part of it on the envelope, just to give us a little peek at that bee and the beautiful wings that she's got. So I'm going to ink up one more time. I'm inking my stamp before I stamp my paper, or in this case, my envelope. I'm going to set that right aside. My blocks are ready for a spa day again. That might happen tonight when I finish. I fill up a pan with warm water and dish soap, and they get a little soak. Perfect. Perfect. Sorry, I'm reaching in front of us. I want to add a little, I'm going to put a little petal pink right on her heart. Everybody should have a little petal pink heart. And of course, it wouldn't be me without a little Winkstella. You'll see the Winkstella come out again. But that is our happy piece there. So we have an envelope with lots of stuff on it. Now we're gonna do our stamping on a piece of crumb cake and on our Very Vanilla layer. And we're just gonna stamp those words, those little words. I'm gonna stamp them in crumb cake because I just want them to be a little soft and show a little sweetness on our card here. Just gonna put a little on, kind of all over, random stamping, just giving it a little visual interest. We'll put our crumb cake away. Sorry girls, I know my hand's coming right in front of you. Didn't mean to do that. We're gonna use a basic 3D embossing folder, which is gonna mean that we need to use our big boss tonight, because that's a big That is a big, yeah, that's what it is. It's a big embossing folder. I have my Big Shot behind, oh my goodness. My cut, stamp, and emboss machine behind me. Cut and emboss machine. Louise is what I call her, my big boss. I'm gonna lay my pieces in here and then run her through. Give her a little workout here. Because she likes to be with us, but I'm not putting her on the desk. We don't have enough room for that tonight. Here we go. Ta-da, ta-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Here I come, and look, there's some bits. There's some bits. Got some little basic die cutting, or basic embossing done. These pieces are going to lay together beautifully. Let's make that happen right now. Let's make that happen. Where is, if you were my, yeah, there you are. If you were my seal, you would have been right next to me, right where I put you. And can you see when I embossed these together how it made the little indentation, so I can follow it right up and put my little bit of there. Kind of gave it a little trough to go in. Perfect. I want to put some of these bits together so we don't lose them. Next step on this adventure here is we're going to use a little liquid adhesive, and I'm just going to put some little dots on my black leaves. Now I know these are not bright spring colors, but I love these colors with the bumblebee. I just think it's so elegant. I think that's what I was looking for. I think bees are elegant anyway. I love bees. Matter of fact, it's no mow May, and I didn't mow big swatches in my yard so that I could leave dandelions for the bees, so they would have something to eat before all the rest of the flowers came into bloom. Now there are beautiful flowering trees and everything else, and I am in love with them. So those are some layers. We of course are going to need dimensionals. You know that I need dimensionals, Becky. Boop boop. I'm just going to put some of these layers together because we got bits everywhere, and we need to do a little bit more die cutting and do some gluing. We have to glue that itty bitty teeny weeny heart right on to our bumblebee. But we can get there. We can get it done. I'm picking up all of my bits here. I feel like I have a rumble of thunder outside because I am having some stumps ground, and it sounds just like well, it feels like my whole house is shaking, but it's not. So there's some of our layers. We're going to use some dies. We're going to use the bumblebee on the queen bee. She's not the bumblebee, she's a queen bee. We're going to use the queen on here. The queen. And also, we need to do a happy birthday. And I don't know why my happy birthday is so far apart. So I'm going to re-stamp that. I just noticed that. Girls, why didn't you tell me they were far apart? Well, how did I do that? And I would stamp it again if I knew what I had done with my happy birthday. Can you see the happy birthday on my desk anywhere? Yeah, I don't know what I've done with it. I've put it somewhere. It can't have gone too terribly far because guess what? I haven't gotten up other than to turn around. Let's do our bumblebee first. Let's bring on our little mini guy here. One of my favorite new in colors is the boho blue. I have been so excited about boho blue since it was first given to me as a sneak peek months ago. Okay, and line up, and here we go. Get it all lined up, and then I'm gonna just run it right through while I'm scanning my desk for the die, for the stamp. Oh, I found my stamp. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I found it. Okay, one down. Let's turn this over. Set some bits on the side. So we do have magic paper here. And I don't know how I managed to do this. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the birthday off. We're gonna re-stamp the happy, and then we're gonna stamp the birthday underneath it because I want it to get a little closer. I want to be able to do that. So there's our happy. It's always a solution. You just have to think things through sometimes. There's our happy. Let's put our birthday back on. So earlier today I was putting stamps, the adhesive on the back of the stamp that shows me what the stamp says. I put one on completely upside down. I did. I most certainly did that. All right, let's try to get birthday lined up here. Pretty close. See if we can get closer. Well, that was not what I wanted. Let's try again. Oh, I hear footsteps coming. Da, da, da. There's footsteps coming towards us. So we have birthday on here first this time because I moved the happy. So now we're going to put happy on and re-ink. You don't mind that we're taking the time to do this, do you? And let's put our happy on above our birthday. There. I'm standing up so I can watch what I'm doing. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Now we can use our machine, and it will fit much better because we have taken some of that space out. Let's bring our machine back in. Come on, machine girl. Holy moly moly. We put happy on there. Let's put happy on here. Let's line up happy on here. And then we're going to put our card together and move on. I feel like I am knocking that die around a lot, so carefully. Let's get this run right through. Happy birthday. Isn't that just, I love that. Just love this card. What's your favorite so far from the new catalog? Has anybody decided what their favorite item is yet? I have several favorites. I have lots of favorites. Okay, we're putting all of our happies on. We're gonna put some dimensionals on our beep. She needs 4. I've decided she's a 4-dimensional bee today. And we're going to center her. There she is. Now before we put her happy on, I want to bring in our liquid adhesive one more time and my Take Your Pick tool. If you were my Take Your Pick tool, you would be right next to my hand. And I'm going to flip my little heart over, because yes, there is a right and a wrong side to it. There we go. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny dot of liquid glue right where the heart's going to go on the heart of the bee, because bees have hearts. And I'm going to use the pick end to pick up my heart, lay it in place, and because I use liquid glue, it has a little tiny bit of opportunity to wiggle that heart around just where I want it to be. Perfect. I wanted to get that done before I added any more to our card. Happy birthday is going to come right down here. And I think we'll come here. We used a piece of linen twine to make our bow. Just again, keeping it sweet and elegant. And I'm gonna need a glue dot. Of course, I dropped them behind the keyboard so you can't see them. And we're gonna put a little glue dot right up here. And we're going to tag our ribbon right on the glue dot, right on the edge of it. It's going to kind of come onto our happy birthday. And then we're going to add a couple of glue dots to the back of our little flower, because honeybees take the pollen and the nectar from the flowers. So we're going to need those. Before I put them on, I'm going to kind of fold up the edges of the petals, just again to give it a little more dimension, and right kind of over the bow. There we go. And of course, little wink of Stella on the heart, a little more, some on our flower. And then we're going to add some jewels, some iridescent rhinestones to our card. I think that will make it beautiful. Oh, look, and remember I said I had some all cut already. So here we go. Let's use these on our card. I feel like we're going to put one in the middle of the heart, or one in the middle of the flower, and then some over here. Turn around, girlfriend. Just kind of sliding them on here, making them all iridescent-y. And I have one more on this little piece of paper, because you know, 3, 5, 7, the power of those odd numbers. Trying to decide where we want to put this one. I think we're going to come down here. There it is. So iridescent rhinestones, wink of Stella, all of my favorite things are on our happy birthday card. There we have our very understated happy birthday card with our queen bee. Queen bee. I've always wanted to be the queen. I have been trying to convince people for years that I am queen of the universe. I don't really get a lot of people biting on that. That's our first card. What do you think? I love it. Tell me what you think. Let's bring our kit in for our second card. And we are not going to need our black ink for this next one. We are going to use Garden Green and Pebbled Path for our next card. That's what our next card's going to use. We're also, I have my goodies right here. We're going to use some flat adhesive backed pearls on our card. I have some die cuts all done for this card. I cheated. I don't have them all done, but I cheated. I got some of them done. We're gonna make another one. A radiating stitches die. We have a big heart, or a big flower, a little flower, and a radiating stitches heart. We are gonna do Pebbled Path is gonna be our card base. We have 2 pieces of basic white. That one is for the inside of our card, one is for the outside of our card. It's a layer. But I wanted to remind you that when you're gonna do 2 layers on a card, I'm gonna use the middle of this card to die cut out my radiating stitches piece. So nobody will know that this piece came out of this layer because you can't see it. So it's a little tool that you can use to help you when you are die cutting and you want to save a little bit of extra paper. That's a great tip to use. So we're going to die cut this first, and then we'll do our stamping and all of our bits. So again, because this piece of paper is 4 inches wide, I'm going to cut this on my big machine, and I'm going to turn right around and do that. So while I'm doing that, talk amongst yourselves. Talk about this card. Tell me what you think. And I will be right back with you while I cut. I gotta pick up my pieces so that we can get that done. Here we go. Lay it all together here. And off we go into the wild blue yonder here. Oh, my Lisa, there we go. All done. We're also going to use just a little scrap of basic white so that we can stamp and then cut our little bumblebee. Radiating stitches complete. Layer complete. Let's get that scrap of white paper that we need, because I have it here. I just didn't put it where you could see it, and now you can. We need the little tiniest bumblebee. We are going to stamp her in Pebbled Path. One of the new colors again. One of the new in colors. I like these earthy colors. They just make my heart happy. Nice little bumblebee there. While we're here with our Pebbled Path, those words that we used before in Crumb Cake, we're going to do them again. We're going to do them in the Pebbled Path that I've stamped. I've inked my stamp, and now I'm going to stamp off. And we're just going to put a couple, I'm going to go in opposite corners. One in the middle here, just to kind of give it some interest on our card. And we're also going to stamp on the bit that's going to go on the inside of our card. And I'm just going to stamp these right off and right up one side. And I can't really tell you what it says. I can see the word honey and spring, but I just want to come up just the one side. There we go. That is our Pebbled Path to tie our card colors in together. Garden Green is next for us. We are going to stamp the long, let me bring the card in so you can actually see it here. We're going to stamp this long sprig that has the flowers on it and the leaves. and we're going to stamp it twice. We're going to stamp it on the inside because the inside's right in front of me. We're going to stamp that first, kind of right over our words. We're just bringing some of the fancy to the inside of our card. And I didn't really put a sentiment on this card because you could add whatever sentiment you wanted when you were ready to do that. We can add one tonight. What do you think we should say? We've already used happy birthday, so maybe anybody get a suggestion for what they'd like to see on here? I think the garden green just pulls it together. Garden green. Now, of course, we've got all these beautiful pieces, and we are going to use a Stampin' Write marker, the light petal pink one, and we're going to give, in the middle of this tiny bumblebee, there's a flower. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. Just a second here. See that little flower in there? We just give it a little color, just to zhuzh it up. And of course, little Wink of Stella, just to pull it through. And I want to put some Wink of Stella on her little gossamer wings here. And we're going to die cut that in a minute. So while we're doing things, let's come in here and add a little bit of the beautiful petal pink. Again, the light petal pink. Just to some flowers. Just kind of giving it a little extra zhuzhy. Girls, you're so quiet tonight. And I feel like I've slowed down tonight. Maybe that's what I needed. Like I said, I was driving home from the ball field and I said, Self, I think we're going to do 2 cards. I have 3 prepared, but I think we're going to do 2. I feel like I want to just focus on this one set tonight because I can't stop playing with it. And we're just going to do 2 cards. Sometimes I feel like I rush to get 3 cards in for you. So we're just doing 2. Some amazing stampers and people that do this, they can get 3, 4 cards done. I can't do that. I can do them in a class that's 2 hours, but you don't want to be on here with me for 2 hours. So I'm not doing all of the flowers. I am just pulling a little bit of ink with the Wink of Stella on just some of them and giving them that interest. Aren't they adorable? I love these. I love this color of ink. There we go, Wink of Stella. And now we have little bits here. We can wink them before we even put them on. Give our bits a second here to dry. And we're gonna wash them with Wink of Stella. Just gonna wash them. Oh, how I wish we had Wink of Vision. And then I also want to do our heart. I love those little those little stitches. I love that. It's so cute. It just adds so much. I think it adds so much to our cards. There we go. Just kind of colored it a little bit into the center because our bumblebee's going to go on there. We need our bumblebee die. If you were the bumblebee die, where would you be? You would be in the bowl, on my desk, somewhere around where we're looking, because I know that I need you. Here we go. Got her. And our little guy here. Oh. As much as I have tried not to, girls, I throw things everywhere when I'm creating. And afterwards, I have to go back and pick it up. And then I grumble and say, do a better job next time. Yeah, that's not happening. So we have our little bumblebee here, and we are lining her up with our die and laying her on, and let's get her cleaned right up, and let's put our card together. Look, our bumblebee is done. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she lovely? Okay, so we've got lots of bits here. Let's put some bits together. Put the inside of our card on the inside of our card base. And when you decide what you want to have for a sentiment on here, we can pop it right on the inside, on the outside, wherever you'd like to do it. Or maybe you just want to write something. You don't want to put a definite sentiment in there. There's that piece. Oh, don't worry. We are going to put on our ribbon. I am just putting a little seal around the edge where we have our cut out, because I want to put these two pieces together. I love, this is from the Cheerful Daisies set, and I just turned it over because I love the texture. The paint, the dry brush on here, I think is gorgeous. And who doesn't love gingham? I mean, we got a gingham ribbon here. So we're gonna go the whole hog. I'm cutting it, and we are gonna come around our bit here. See? Nobody's going to know that we have that little piece cut out. We're going to come around. Now you could do this any way you like. I'm going to just hold mine, and I'm actually going to pull. I'm going to turn my ribbon over because I just twisted it. I'm going to pull my ribbon a little bit tight so it kind of curves, because then when I relax and let it go, my ribbon will lay nice and tight and flat against my card, which is ultimately what we want here. Tuck in, girls. There we go. There it is. I got it. So see, I have that little bit, and then it will lay nice and flat on there with our bow. We have our little bow. It's going to lay nice and flat, and then we're going to add some more seal and put this nice and flat on our card base. I'm just going to add a little extra seal to it to make sure that all of our bits are laid down. Let's pop it right on here, just like so. Here we're creating those layers of interest by adding all of our little extra pieces. Dimensionals. We're going to add some dimensionals to our radiating die cut piece. Radiating stitches are awesome. And then we're going to center this to the left. We're going to go, not center, but we're going to center top and bottom, but to the left on our card, because I kind of want it to snuggle up to our bow and give us a little peek of that ribbon from the other side. And I'm looking top to bottom, and then I'm looking side to side. I want to see some of that texture There we go. There we go. Where's our liquid glue? We're going to use that again. We're going to use a little liquid glue and put our heart not only on our basic white piece, but also on our ribbon a little. Just like that. And I've lost my little heart. I don't know what I did with my little flower. We'll find it. It's around somewhere. A little liquid glue on a flower. Laying it down. We're going to use a dimensional on the back of our little bumblebee. Where the dickens did I put that little bit? What is it stuck to? It's stuck to something, girls. I know it's here somewhere. Don't know what I did with it. Well, we're going to work with these. That's what we got right now. We'll work with these. It will show up just as soon as I finish. Why didn't you remind me? I didn't do anything on our envelope. It's all right. We're going to get in there and we'll get it done. We're going to huff on our stamp just for a second, and we're going to put a little stamp on here with our garden green. We'll color with a little bit of our petal pink, just to add a little bit of color to our, and I am just, can you see, I'm just scribbling it on here. I'm not taking my time to be careful. I'm just giving it a little interest. There we go. Some on everyone. Got it. Now we're going to use our flat dies, because for the life of me, I don't know where our flat pearls, because I don't know for the life of me what I've done with that. Silly little flower. It will show up. It didn't go very far. But let's use some of these. So we're going to put one right in the middle of this flower. We're going to pop one right down here in the corner. And let's put one, because I know that flower is going to show up, but let's put one right here on that flower for now. And ladies, 45 minutes later, we have 2 adorable cards ready for us. Use the same set, the Queen Bee. I love this set. We did one in Pebbled Path and Garden Green and Petal Pink. Our other card we did with Very Vanilla, Memento Black, and Crumb Cake. They are both gorgeous cards, and I can't wait to share them with somebody. So let me know what you think. Oh, thank you for saying it's so pretty. I'm sure that as soon as we get off of here, I am going to find, oh, the hearts are awesome. Thank you, girls. I know that little flower is going to show up, so I'm going to do the same thing, I promise, that I did on the first one, on the sample card that I made. These are our cards for tonight. I know that Mystery Stamping posted because I peeked at it right before we came live. I will see you right back here on Sunday night. I hope you have a terrific rest of your week. And Becky, thank you for saying that I inspire you. You inspire me every day, ladies. I love all of you so much. Thanks for being here with me. Mwah. Bye.